This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Michael Case, and he's here from Thunder Bay Theater. Hi, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Welcome back to Alpena.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be back.
You were here for the summer season last year.
I was.
And what are you going to be doing this season?
So last year I was the music director for the summer season, but this year I'm directing, and I'm directing Annie Get Your Gun, which opens next weekend.
Oh, and that'll be so exciting. That's a wonderful family musical, and everyone will love it. Toe-tapping music, and,
Absolutely.
And lots of fun stuff. Now,
Yep.
So you were telling me prior to taping that you live in New York City, so tell me what you've been doing in New York City.
Yeah, I just moved to New York about 6 months ago, and I moved there because I'm working on a Broadway show.
On a Broadway show,
Yeah.
Yay! So what show are you working on?
So it's called Summer, the Donna Summer musical, and it's about Donna Summer, the disco singer. It's about her life. It has her music. There's lots of dancing and sequined suits and dresses and all of that. It's a really fun time.
Well, she was an awesome woman, and I don't know her story, but I'll be interested to look it up and find out how it's going on
Absolutely.
Broadway.
Yeah, no, it's been selling very well, and hopefully it'll be there for some time.
Yay,
Yeah.
well, I hope for you that it is.
Yes, me too.
So now back to Annie Get Your Gun.
Yes.
So you're directing it. So what
Yes.
what are the songs we're going to hear?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of songs that maybe you wouldn't even know are from the show, but you would definitely recognize. Some of the most famous ones are Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better. Falling in Love is Wonderful, Can't Get a Man with a Gun, There's No Business Like Show Business. Irving Berlin is the composer, and
Of course.
yeah, very famous composer, and yeah, no, you'll definitely walk out humming all sorts of different melodies, and they'll be stuck in your head for days. They've been stuck in my head for the last month.
I bet.
Yeah.
And so you're a pianist.
Yes.
So will you be playing during the concert too, or no?
No, this one I'm just directing. I'm going to help, move the actors from point A to point B and help figure out what scenes are about. It's kind of a new experience for me, but I'm very grateful for it. Yeah.
I bet you are. So who are playing the roles?
Yeah, so Farrell Tatum, who's done many shows at this theater, she's playing Annie, the title character. So the show is based on the real-life story of Annie Oakley and Frank Butler, who were rivals and romantic partners and teammates in this Wild West traveling show at the late 1800s. And it was part of Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. So the stories that just, their partnership, them meeting each other, them fighting with each other, this battle of the sexes kind of thing, and eventually falling in love. And it's the whole thing is this sort of love letter to all the shenanigans that go on backstage that the audience doesn't always necessarily get to see, but is certainly entertaining, sometimes more entertaining than what's going on stage.
So now who's playing Mr. Butler's role?
So that's Riley McManus, who was here last year also. And he's great voice, great actor. They're both going to be fantastic in those roles.
So tell me some of the other parts.
So that's the main couple, and then there's another couple in that classic Golden Age way. Their names are Winnie and Tommy, and there's this interesting element of racial tension. Tommy is half Native American, and that causes some issue with Winnie's family members and that kind of thing. And then Winnie's sister Dolly is another character, and she also has a romantic interest in Frank, but he has no interest in her, and she's constantly trying to sabotage her and Frank and Annie's relationship, and so I guess she's sort of the villain of the piece, but she's also very funny, so she's not particularly threatening. Buffalo Bill is a character, and he's played by David Usher, who's an Alpena favorite. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When I first read the script, before I even knew who was playing who, I saw that character and I was like, David Usher is definitely...
Call me.
Yeah, he's definitely playing that part.
Oh, he'd be so excellent.
Yeah, he'll be great. And then there's a bunch of other stagehands. There's a character named Charlie who kind of organizes all of the stage people and all of that. There's Sitting Bull, who was the famous Native American who participated in these Wild West shows and formed this very nurturing relationship with Annie Oakley in real life, and the show definitely pays tribute to that. I think those are all of the main characters, yeah.
Now, I saw the movie before, the old movie,
Sure.
Annie Get Your Gun. Is it anything like that?
You know, I haven't actually seen that movie.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm trying to have as clear a head about it as possible and not, just be wanting to copy what I've seen before.
So what does the stage look like?
So it's going to be kind of this giant tent, and it's it's got this traveling show vibe. The tone of it is very silly, funny, it sort of lives somewhere between vaudeville and Looney Tunes, I think. So that's the aspect that I'm trying to bring out in it. It's going to be, the costumes are bright and festive, and the set is like, sort of, how he's in Looney Tunes, it'll be sort of just like a sign and a suggestion of where we are. It's going to be kind of that style. Minimalist, but also, I think, fun and, not realistic, but, over the top and hilarious. Yeah.
So before we go too much further, I want to make sure we mention when and where we can come see it.
Yes, so it's at Thunder Bay Theater. It opens next Wednesday, which I believe is July 25th.
Okay.
And it runs for the next 3 weekends after that, Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday through Saturday is in the evenings at 7:30, I believe, and then the Sundays are at 2 o'clock.
Okay, sounds wonderful, and it sounds like it's going to be a family show for everybody. Bring your family.
Absolutely.
And as always, town's going to be busy. Brown Trout Festival's going on, a million things, so call ahead of time. Get your reservation
Definitely
to make sure you get a seat, because Alpena loves a musical.
Absolutely, and we just closed All Shook Up, and this last weekend was almost completely sold out.
Oh, I heard about how wonderful that was.
It was a great show, yeah.
I went to yesterday out on the lake with a bunch of people, and that's all they were talking about, is how wonderful All Shook Up was. They said it was so good, and they laughed, and they ended up singing afterwards for everything, so it was really wonderful.
That's great to hear.
All right, so what's going to happen with you now after this?
So I'm going to go back to New York, and I'll probably keep working on the Donna Summer show in some capacity, subbing in the pit and playing rehearsals for new actors and that kind of thing. But mostly, just trying to get my name out there, trying to do lots of little gigs, and hopefully something will come my way.
Well, thank you for coming back to Alpena and making sure that Annie Get Your Gun's going to be a really good production at Thunder Bay Theater.
Thank you very much.
So wonderful meeting you.
You too.
Thank you. I'll be right back with some information from Habitat for Humanity following these messages. Hi, welcome back. I'm with Nicole Keys, and she's here from Habitat for Humanity. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nancy. Nice to be back.
Nice to have you back. And today, before we get too much farther, we want to start with the important information. You are looking for 2 people to work in their full-time good jobs.
Yes, we do. 2 of our most important jobs. The first one is construction supervisor.
Okay.
Ours has left for bigger and better things, and so we're looking to hire someone with construction experience to really spearhead the housing projects, which includes building the houses and also doing home repair projects and other things around the restore and things like that.
It's a very worthwhile, rewarding job. You work with volunteers, you work with staff. If someone out there is a retired builder and you're thinking, hey, I wouldn't mind getting back in again and doing stuff, they really need somebody good because it's what you do.
Absolutely. We're also looking for any subcontractors. So if you have building experience and you want to get involved, we're subcontracting at the moment a lot of our work. And I know everybody's busy because it's summer, so
yes, very busy.
If you're free, please come and see us.
And the other position is volunteer coordinator.
Yes, we're looking for someone who can go out in the community, find volunteers, bring them in, and make them kind of a part of our family, and also work on the building projects, and also schedule work in the restore, also the home repair projects. And we have a program called Love Your Neighbor, which actually brings church groups and young adult groups, or any kind of social organization that wants to give back to their community a chance to do so. We can come and we can rake leaves, we can do things that perhaps senior citizens or disabled vets wouldn't be able to do for themselves. And it's just kind of a hub that Habitat's offering to help people out.
Now, are there certain qualifications for those neighbors? Do they have to be elderly, certain income levels? I mean, what are the rules?
You just have to fill out an application with us. It's a little short one. We ask you a few different questions. What work needs to be done? Why do we need to have somebody else do it for you? And then we work with the people on the applications to kind of coordinate as best we can to get as much done as we can.
Perfect. Perfect. And just, you know, to let people know, you always have projects going on. You always have a need for volunteers. They can work on projects, fundraising in the office, in the Restore. So tell me what's happening at the Restore.
At the Restore, we just got our mural up.
Yes.
And that's pretty much finished. I think we're just waiting on a light fixture to go in, and we have a custom bench that's going to be going out there as well. So it's beautiful, it's colorful, it's already attracted tourists and other people to the building, so that's awesome. And then as soon as we can find the time, we're going to start on that front entrance on Chisholm. So that big bay door that's just gray and drab will be gone.
Yay!
And we'll have access from Chisholm with extra parking out front as well. And I think that's our next major project right now.
Okay, and one thing about the Restore is you have to go there almost every day because it changes. I mean, one day you'll go in and there will be something there, and the next day it's gone.
We had an item actually come in first thing this morning. Somebody dropped it off. We hadn't even put a sticker on it, but on the floor yet, and someone was interested. Good stuff. We're pricing to sell right now because donations are very high.
Okay.
So now is a good time to buy from us.
And then what about the consignment shop? How is that going?
Consignment's going awesome. We are not taking consigners at the moment because we've had so many new people sign up and bring more stuff in.
Okay.
So as soon as we sell down a little bit, we'll open that back up to the public, and they can come and consign with us. And all of the information on that is available in the Restore.
And then if someone out there is doing some remodeling in their house and you have a bunch of windows, you have a bunch of doors, you bought too much paint pre-mixed and they won't take back a full gallon, bring it to the Restore because you folks can put that out and sell it. And that's what allows you to build those wonderful homes for the families in our community.
Yes, exactly. Habitat's Restore is actually one giant fundraiser. So everything that we make there, everything that we do there is put right back into Northeast Michigan, Alpena, Alcona, and Presque Isle counties.
Okay, we have to let people know too that you know, if you're out and about and you're going places and doing things, you know, if you see something that looks like it's a good item for Restore, or if you have something but you can't get it there, you can always call and they will schedule a delivery to pick up at your house.
Yep, we have extended hours for the summer, so we're doing our typical Tuesday, Fridays. We've also added Wednesday in there.
Oh, okay.
And that's with the help of our new donations coordinator. We have a volunteer and a donations coordinator. So the Restore is a new donations coordinator, Richard, and we're really happy to have him join our crew too.
Oh yes, and so if you have something, you can call and get it scheduled. If you're looking for an item for your cottage, for your home, you know, just please check it out every day because there's always things going on.
Yes.
Okay, we have about 3 more minutes left, so what about applicants? How do people apply to be an applicant for a home?
There are actually a few different ways that you can apply. For a home, you can come into the Restore, you can go to the office at the Presbyterian Church, or you can go online to our website, which is Habitat NEMI, which stands for northeastmichigan.org. Everything should be available on there. If you stop in at the Restore, we'll give you a physical copy of it. You're able to fill it out and then drop it off at either the office or the Restore.
Okay, and so just people come in, they apply, and then they come in and they're interviewed and they go through a screening process. And people aren't given these homes. They have to actually do work too.
Yeah, we call it sweat equity. So what you do is you can volunteer at the Restore, you can volunteer on your own home build or another home build because we have 3 of them going. And wherever, you know, you can even do things like babysitting or other nonprofits. It doesn't have to just be with us, as long as there's community service being put into the home. And then after the home is completed and we've christened it and everything, people pay a small affordable mortgage on it.
Okay.
And that small mortgage, usually $200 or so a month, goes into building the next home. That's how we are able to continue building homes in addition to our fundraising, in addition to efforts at the Restore.
You know, a lot of times people think they aren't qualified for a home, but you don't know until you apply.
Know. Yes.
And when you do counseling, you teach them how to pay bills and how to run a home and how to manage a home so they don't get in a bad situation ever. And it's a wonderful, wonderful program. And I hope people are coming in and applying and you're getting some good applicants. So we're out of time. One more time, what are the hours for the Restore?
Restore is open 10 to 5, Monday through Friday for the summer.
Okay.
And then 10 to 3 on Saturdays. We are closed on Sundays.
Okay. I want to thank you very much for being here, and keep up the good work and helping all those wonderful families in our community.
Thanks, Nancy.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, President of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest this morning Scott Reynolds, Superintendent of the AMA ESD. Welcome.
Good morning, Don. It's my pleasure to be here today.
Great. Thank you for coming. We had a really interesting event this week that you folks hosted. We had Roger Curtis, who's the head of the Talent and Economic Development Agency at the state of Michigan, works directly for Governor Snyder. Why don't you let the viewers know how it came to be that you folks hosted it and what your takeaways on that event were?
Thank you. I think it's important to preface it by framing the matter that led us to this point. And U.S. Department of Labor identifies that currently there are over 6 million jobs that are unfilled across the country. Michigan itself is identified by 2024 there's going to be approximately 811,000 jobs that are going to go unfilled in areas of technology, healthcare, and manufacturing alone. So identifying those as significant concerns that aren't going to go away on their own. Governor Engler signed the Marshall Plan for Talent into law last month. And as a result of that, Roger Curtis has set up roughly a dozen meetings across the state to be able to develop some capacity, inform the communities at large about what the Marshall Plan for Talent is and what are the next steps moving forward. So AMA ESD was very excited to be identified as one of those sites. And as you witnessed, we had a large attendance. Not only educational partners within the region, we had some as far away as Shiawassee ISD to hear what we were doing and to contribute to the discussion. But also, just as importantly, as we had a number of community business partners. And so it was an invaluable opportunity for us to come together and learn more about the nuts and bolts of the Marshall Plan, recognizing that there's much more that's going to be coming out with that allocation of $100 million. There's going to be grant opportunities, guidelines, really to tackle the pillars of the Marshall Plan. So it was very exciting to learn about those. We had very hearty, robust conversations with our group, talking about challenges and opportunities to tackle the deficiencies in the employment field, and very exciting.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was a great discussion. You're spot on when you say that the stakeholders definitely include business, and having them there to give educators a view of what their talent gaps are, or how they're challenged to find workers and employees to plug in is something that we need to hear. Educators in general and people who are, tasked with training folks and educating folks for employment. And I thought it was interesting that the Marshall Plan, I think, is also very on target in looking at areas like healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and skilled trades.
Yes.
These are areas where there are a lot of good jobs in Michigan, in Northeast Michigan, that are unfilled. So what was your takeaway? What'd you like about it?
Where do I start? Well, it was helpful for me to learn as an educator, for example, the missed opportunities that exist in the workforce right now. One of the local businesses that was present talked about just the lack of candidates that are even coming through the door. Of those candidates, they have a high employment rate. They also offer tuition reimbursement. So it was very informative in terms of widening the lens in terms of opportunities for our students. Our goal isn't simply as educators to push students forward to a four-year degree. It's elevating them to have the problem-solving skills, the life skills to be successful, contributing members of society, and also have some degree of satisfaction in life. And one of the things that the Marshall Plan emphasizes is there's many paths to that route. So within that one organization, there might be someone that's very set on one day wanting to attain a 2- or 4-year degree, and might have the perception that an entry-level skilled trades job or a manufacturing job might not be for them. But in actuality, it could be a great opportunity, a job that could be very rewarding financially as well.
A career.
a career. And for that person that still wants to pursue a degree as an engineer, this one organization said, we'll pay for that. So I think collectively we can do a better job of getting that message out, and that's one of the fundamental tenets of the Marshall Plan, is bringing everyone together for that common message so that it's not an either or.
Right.
And that's how we were raised from an early age. When you grow up, what college are you going to attend? Are you going to be a doctor? Are you going to be a lawyer? As if there's a distinction or a value placed on careers as some being less or more than others. How untrue, right?
We see it over at ACC all the time where some students want to be lawyers or doctors and vets and teachers, and those are all wonderful careers. But some want to be welders, some want to be line workers, some want to work in concrete, some want to be nurses, you know, so I think the state has erred, you know, going back maybe a decade in trying to channel folks into four-year degrees, and has created a, you might see a crimp in the hose of both perception and supply, and encouragement for people to do things they love to do.
Yes.
And so, wow, this conversation has just flown by. We have 1 minute left, and I would like to give you the opportunity to speak just how you would like to about AMA ESD, what you folks do, and share your mission with the viewers.
Absolutely, thank you. As an ESD, we're here to serve the local districts in their mission of educating students, and we do that in a variety of different ways. The significant role we play in support of students with special needs. We have a center-based school, Pied Piper, which we're very proud of, and we also are involved heavily in general ed consulting and school improvement efforts. So we just finished our strategic plan for the next 3 years, and very excited that's outlining the work ahead. But ultimately, we couldn't exist without the significant support of the communities of Alpena, Alcona, and Montmorency counties. We're just very thankful for that and looking forward to the year ahead.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you for what you do over at AMA ESD and your staff, and thank you folks for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.